Hey guys, this is Pixel Dan coming to you from the Mattel booth at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm here with Bill to talk WWE. So how's it going, man?
Man, I love Comic-Con. I'm so happy we're back. It's been way too long, years, and we're finally back in person, and it's been great. We just had our panel yesterday. We're taping this on a Friday. I don't know if it's supposed to be secret or not, but our panel yesterday was a huge success. Big surprise appearance by The Undertaker of all people. That was quite something.
I'm so jealous of you, man. Oh my God, The Undertaker. You got to sit up there. That's so cool.
I got to be on a San Diego Comic-Con panel with The Undertaker. Life is strange sometimes.
It is strange. Yeah, and also I got to give a shout out to Cody Rhodes, who hopefully is watching this, because after the panel, apparently he said something about trying to find me, and everybody's tagging me. So, what is this world we're living in, man?
I know, it's crazy. There's so much interlapping between the realms of pop culture that are represented at Comic-Con, and WWE is a big part of it.
That's cool. Well, so you want to talk about Cody first, because you guys did a big reveal for Cody Rhodes yesterday, right?
Yeah, we are doing a ultimate DTC available on Mattel Creations. It's available for pre-order now. So if you pre-order on this, you're guaranteed to get the figure. So if you want the first ever Ultimate Cody Rhodes from Mattel, we showed the render yesterday. It's a work in progress. We're working extremely fast to get this to you as soon as possible, because we know it's a huge deal. Cody Rhodes is back in WWE. We're making a big deal out of that.
That's amazing. Very, very cool stuff. And that is just one of the awesome things you guys have going on here, because the booth space here has been incredible. You have so many different lines and form factors now for WWE, but they're all exciting. So what do you want to talk about first? What stands out to you?
Let's talk about the Elite, since we're right in front of the case here.
Sure.
I can show some of the new stuff that was revealed this weekend. Upcoming Elites, I believe this is Elite 97, include Ronda Rousey from this year's WrestleMania, first ever Elite Omos, Alexa Bliss with the Lily accessory, the doll, which does have a removable head. You can put on and back on and off. Brawling Brute's version of Sheamus with the fedora and the face mask and the soft goods coat. First ever Chainsaw Charlie. He comes with a chainsaw accessory. King Xavier, standard and chase version. Chase version comes in a He-Man inspired outfit, which I'm sure is probably of great interest to you.
That's amazing.
And then WrestleMania Elite Series coming out later, actually early next year, will be Hulk Hogan and The Rock when they had their match. I believe it was the WrestleMania X8, but don't quote me on that because things blend together after a while. And Dusty Rhodes and Macho King Randy Savage from WrestleMania 6, I believe. Again, I could be off at this point.
Sure.
And Mean Gene as the announcer from WrestleMania 1 with the trademark red gold tie.
That's amazing.
Red bow tie, jeez.
That's so cool.
And then Elite 96 is Ilya Dragunov, Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan with the
helmet with the fist on it.
Helmet, yeah. Dewdrop, standard and chase version. King Nakamura and Kofi Kingston. Also in a He-Man inspired gear. He's in the Skeletor gear.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then two quick ones I just got from the factory from Elite 98. We have Big E with a brand new head sculpt and the Arcade Bro version of Randy Orton.
Awesome. Oh my God, incredible stuff. I mean, some of these things, the fist on the helmet with Hogan is such an amazing thing for the toy. The He-Man inspired gear, obviously that's incredible. So that's really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. Just there's so much history and gosh, the word's escaping me. History and nostalgia with WWE that people really respond to. So they remember seeing Hulk Hogan in that ridiculous fist helmet photo from way back in the day. But it's like, you know what? If that ever gets to be translated into a toy, I personally think people would go nuts for that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those things. I remember sitting around with my friends and just laughing about it. Like, have you ever seen the footage of Hogan with that helmet on?
Yeah.
And now we get an action figure.
20 some odd years later, it's immortalized in plastic.
It's amazing. It's so incredibly cool. All right, so what do you want to move to next?
We can move up top here actually with the Royal Rumble series, which is coming out late this year to commemorate Royal Rumble. We have Brie Bella from the first ever Women's Royal Rumble 2018, Vader from its 1996 WWE debut, Damian Priest from the 2021 Rumble, and Rey Mysterio from the 2006 Rumble that he was in for like almost an hour, and he won that. And you get the parts to build the first ever Doc Hendricks figure.
Cow. Yeah.
And then Survivor Series coming out later this year is Chosen One version of Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch from last year, AJ Styles from, I believe, 2019. Could be slightly off on that, but I'm not sure. Ultimate Warrior from 1990, and then you get the parts to build 1997 Survivor Series Ravishing Rick Rude, and also the head when he showed up the next week on Nitro, clean shaven when he was on.
Amazing. Yeah. All right, so we got DX Rick Rude and then immediately to WCW. So That's insane.
So if you want to, if you're playing with, you want to be on Raw, and then when you're playing, you want to go immediately on to Nitro on the same night. You have accurate heads to do so.
You got to just buy both, so you got both.
Build two figures and have them like face each other like that Spider-Man meme or something.
That's great. Oh my God, incredible. Also, kudos, because remembering all the dates and everything. I know you're like struggling on them, but that's amazing. Like there's so much.
Yeah, I've reviewed a lot of references here. Trying to get all the details right.
Cool. So what about the Raw display over here? I love this set.
Yeah, this is good. Early next year, it's a 3-pack where you get 3 of the most important wrestlers in the early years of Raw, including 1-2-3 Kid and Razor Ramon. When 1-2-3 Kid debuted in WWE and beat Razor and stole his big bag of money. And then an Undertaker commemorating his first appearance on the first episode of Monday Night Raw. And then also included in the pack will be the giant Raw letters that were part of the entrance for Raw for like the first years of the show.
That's amazing. I didn't realize they were actually in the package with them. Yeah, I thought it was part of the diorama, so that's so cool.
Everything comes in. The box is over there on the bottom shelf, if you see it, it comes with everything you see here. It's a cool pack. That's
amazing. That is so incredibly cool. And did you have, were there anything new over on the Ultimates to talk about?
Let's take a look at the Ultimates. Let's start bottom to top because we'll finish with my favorite figure I've worked on this year.
Sure.
We have the Batista and the Randy Orton Ultimate Legends, which are available at Target. Batista's in stores now. Randy will be available in stores very soon. And then the next one coming out early next year is Bret the Hitman Hart. Awesome. This is a first sample from the factory. There's some little issues that have to be adjusted before final release. But we really wanted to get this in the case and let people know that like this is the next one in our Ultimate Legends line because people have been asking for, he came out early in the Ultimate line. Not a lot of people have an Ultimate Bret Hart. We wanted to show people it's like, don't worry, you're getting another one if you missed out on that one. Or if you have that one, you're getting one in an entirely different color scheme.
Right.
We had our Fans' Choice Ultimate Shawn Michaels. This is available through Walmart. It should be shipping very soon. And then our first 2 mainline Ultimates for 2023 are Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 7, which is a reworking of the Defining Moments Ultimate Warrior, but now we've got so many developments in technology and tooling and deco application. We can really put out an even better version of that figure, which I thought was a great version of figure at the time, but man, we've added more colors to the jacket, we've added his entrance, his shoulder piece, interchangeable heads for the before and after in the match, the hands for all the poses. It's just a lot more. If you already have that one, you're going to need this one because this one's so much better.
That's awesome.
And then Brock Lesnar from this year's WrestleMania to commemorate his match with Roman Reigns. So you have the 3 heads, matching like angry head, kind of cocky smile head, and a standard Brock head. Opposable hands, and then the 2 belts that were on the line at that match back in April. So if you want to recreate, if you want to play as maybe Brock won that match, you have both belts. Yeah, you got both belts.
Cool. Very cool.
And then these either are in stores right now or will be in stores very shortly. It's the Hulk Hogan. Apparently his heads fell off. And Mr. T from WrestleMania 1. And then Roman Reigns will also be available in the fall.
Excellent. And then these packages down here on the bottom. Holy cow, this Coliseum collection stuff.
Coliseum collection. Last year's Comic-Con exclusive kind of blew us away with how fast and how well it sold. So we kind of figured there might be a market for more sort of ultimate throwback figures in throwback-looking packaging. So this fall we're launching the Coliseum collection.
Awesome.
And the first offering will be a Hulk Hogan in the outfit. There was a white variant of the original LJN figure. So his outfit will match that version, and then his opponent will be Terry Funk, who was part of the original LJN line. This is my favorite thing I've worked on this past year. I've wanted to have an Ultimate Terry Funk in my own collection, but maybe he's not a name that resonates as broadly in today's with today's collectors.
Yeah.
But people that know, like, they know why they want it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I'm one of those people, like,
Exactly.
to me, Terry Funk is, like, in, like, at least the top 3 of all time.
Right.
Maybe top 2, maybe top 1. Like, I just adore Terry Funk, and I've wanted to figure out a way to get an Ultimate Terry Funk in our line that makes sense. And I think this is the way to go. And I love this offering, and I'm so glad it was ready in time to show at the panel and the case this year.
They're amazing, man, and like that retro-inspired packaging like really grabbed me as soon as I walked over here and saw them. So I think that's such an incredible, cool offering. So speaking of the retro aesthetic, and I'll make sure I get close-up shots of this. We don't have to walk all the way over there, but I want to talk a little bit about WWE Superstars and the retros because those are the other form factors we got going on. Superstars being kind of like the newest one that you launched, hot off the heels of the Masters of the WWE Universe stuff. So now you're kind of doing full-on wrestling figures in that 5.5 vintage style.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed to see how deep you guys are going with that.
Yeah, we're going deep. It's people that buy, that sort of form factor, like, they're not just looking for like 1 or 2 or like the biggest tippy top guys. Like, they want an expansive line, and we are definitely servicing that need with how deep we're going. And it's nostalgia for the 80s and 90s is big business right now.
Yeah,
and we want to make sure that if people want something, we're able to deliver to them, and making sure it's as good a product as possible. And I believe we've done so.
Yeah, and the reveals you got here are amazing. The soft goods blow me away on that because they just look so good and they work so well.
Yeah.
And the fact that most of them is like you can take off their entrance stuff and you've got just full-on wrestling gear underneath it.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes them so cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely everything here is designed by people who know the product very well.
Sure.
And know that there's little details that you get right, like little pieces of like extra care that's put into stuff to make it, and you have to. It's the market's way too competitive. There's so much good stuff on the market right now. There's a display hall full of such good stuff.
So much stuff here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. So the retros also, I mean, we're continuing that. Those just came back with like an exclusive last year, and you got some new reveals here. Are those all coming in a box set similar?
Yeah, retros are going to be available DTC in sets. So the first one came out just recently with the Mr. T, Roddy Piper, Bob Orton, and Mean Gene. And then the follow-up shipping soon is the Hart Foundation, Jimmy Hart, and Nikolai Volkov. And so that one's going to be followed up with sort of like the lost wave of characters that were developed for the original Hasbro line that somehow never got out. So you have Doink and his alternate deco scheme. You have Tugboat, which was sort of rumored and just never came out. You had Lex Luger, which I think there was a prototype shown of him in like the USA paint scheme, and then the Greg the Hammer Valentine that somehow made it into an actual catalog, never came out. People wanted a Rhythm and Blues Greg the Hammer Valentine for over 30 years, I think, and now finally it's there. You will be able to get one. It'll fit seamlessly in the original collection.
Awesome.
So if you have Honky Tonk Man, or from 30 years ago, now you finally get Rhythm and Blues Greg Valentine to.
And then there was an NWO set over there too, I think, right?
And that's going to be a ringside exclusive. That's going to be 2 packs of a Hall & Nash Outsiders NWO, and then 6 and Hollywood Hogan.
Awesome.
So that's another, again, like if it's, there's obviously a demand for this, and I think we cracked the nut on how to get this to collectors in the way that makes the most sense for everyone involved.
Awesome. Man, there's so much amazing stuff over here. Is there anything else specific that you want to cover? Or, I mean, there's so many things.
Yeah, I mean, we have our Nitro stage here.
Oh, we should walk over and look at this Nitro stage, because this has been kind of a big draw. Like, I came over here and saw this the other day. I thought it was amazing. So what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, this is, we have our display Nitro stage we set up for the show. At WrestleMania Access, we had a Attitude Era Raw stage, and we figured we should probably try to have something for Comic-Con. What can we do that'll be just as amazing? And then Mike Cadilli, who just does amazing work for us in our sort of special projects department, he was able to create this working lights Nitro stage. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's got a lot of attention. Obviously, questions about people, if it's going to end up being a crowdfunder.
Can we buy it? Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're paying attention to stuff like that. We're obviously keeping our ears open and listening to feedback, because, this is obviously not a product that you can, ship into a Walmart.
Of course.
But it's also something we think that they're, there is a market for something like this. We just have to figure out the best way to get that to people that would buy it.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, Bill, man, thank you so much for taking the time to walk us through all this stuff. It's so much, but that's awesome. Right? It's great to see so much cool stuff coming out for WWE.
Thank you. Thanks for coming by and checking out the booth.
Yeah,
and great to be back in person again.
Definitely. Well, there you guys go. A look at what Mattel has on display for the WWE brand here at San Diego Comic-Con 2022.
Stay up to date with Pixel Dan at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Thanks for tuning in to your premier source for all things toys, Pixel Dan. See you again.